What I'm going to talk about today is not the do a session 0 that everyone raves about. And yes, session 0s are fantastic and a great way to world build together. But most of the time it's not really world building together, it's the GM dictating how the world will be. What I'm going to teach you today is a form of communal world building that will give you all the setting you need and all the history in your world that is unique to your playthrough, your campaign, and it's quite a fun thing to do. There has been something of a revolution in the board games industry in the last couple of years. There are now hundreds upon hundreds of games that are dripping with so much theme and atmosphere that it's practically oozing from every crevice of the cardboard packaging, such as this partially painted game of Scythe. Are you ready for this, Darth? I'm going to take a move action and I'm going to move my robot boat thing here into the desert where your monument is. Victory points! Cheats.
To complete that game.
Let's zoom in to that desert scene on the monument a little bit closer. As your party of heroes arrives at the monument to the great leader, a giant and somewhat unpainted titan advances across the landscape. What do you do, Darth?
I am Dragonborn.
Now, bear with me, this is about role-playing games, but what about Star Wars Rebellion? My friend Darth here has managed to get himself the centre of attention in several really popular role-playing games at the moment.
I activate Alderaan. Is the rebel base at Alderaan?
No, Darth, it isn't.
I blow it up.
Darth, the base is not at Alderaan.
I blow it up anyway.
Seriously, you're just gonna blow it up for no reason?
Yeah, I blow it up.
Later that same game.
Ha-ha! I found you on the ice wastes of Hoth. I bet you wish you'd bought some snow scenery now, don't you?
Or how about a game like Conquest of Narath? I'm going to advance my army to your castle on the island, and I brought a dragon with me too. As the Orc army assails the barricades, manned by endless legions of undead, and the general of the dead army stands behind the line, commanding his fleshless troops. Our party of heroes has snuck around the back of the necromancer's tower as she summons a dark spell. Okay, Darth, you won initiative. What do you do?
I run forward and attack and kill the general because I am Dragonborn.
That's not really how this game works. You're supposed to, roll dice.
You underestimate the power of Dragonborn.
No matter what the theme of your game, there's a board game that could provide a basis for your world, whether it's an old classic like this Dragon Masters game, or maybe you're playing Lord of the Rings, or perhaps you're doing something more epic in space. So you get a game like Twilight Imperium, a game so big that I recently replaced the box contents with a much smaller version of the same thing. In any empire building game, you've got the opportunity to generate backstory with your players. So as empires rise and fall, there's always some event, some situation in the game that will provide the most magical backdrop for your RPG games. I recently did this with a game of Twilight Imperium. I got my group around, we played an all-day game of Twilight Imperium. We played to the longest form the game has, 14 victory points. And at the end of it, the Emirates of Hakan had secured the galaxy for their own. But in that game, the barony of Letnev had assaulted a planet belonging to the peace titles, the Exchequer Kingdom. As the game ended, the planet of Zobat was under a Letnevian blockade. And Zobat, in the Twilight Imperium universe, has a space elevator, and it's known for its whiskey. The next day, my players were ready to generate characters, and we generated characters around the Letnevian blockade of the Zobat planet. And by the end of the adventure, they'd gone up the space elevator and, well, done things in the galaxy. And the point is, every single player in that game knew the backstory of the universe they were playing in. They understood the politics. They understood how certain empires treated other empires and why. And it gave a much richer world for adventures to play in. So whilst this might not work for every game or every story you want to tell, it's quite a cool idea and something you can take to your own group, just from time to time, to have a little fun in an adventure, play a board game, a kingdom building game, and at the end of it, set an adventure in that game world. And whilst empire building games may well work best for this, even old knackered board games like this Aliens game can have their place setting up the backstory for a game.
Hey Vasquez, you ever been mistaken for a man?
No, have you? Hi, I'm Becky Rose from Pair of Geeks. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it and that you take something from it. The Pair of Geeks channel is dedicated to improving your role-playing game experience and playing board games and just generally doing geeky things with gaming. So if you want to learn more, check out some other videos. Please subscribe, like the video, comment, all the usual kind of stuff people do. What board games do you think would make a great way to build backstory for a board game, for an RPG game? I would love to hear your thoughts because I don't own every board game in the world. So it'd be nice to know if there's any out there that are worth trying for this. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. You know, you're a lot shorter in real life.
Do not underestimate the power of a role-playing gamer.
Fair enough.